Our next program presentation is Operation Jobs of the U.S. Department of Justice. And our two presenters are Arthur Strapp, the District Director of the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service, and Neil Jacobs, the Assistant District Director for Investigations of the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. If you'll kindly allow me to speak from the floor here. Unfortunately, take a team of young to get me up on the side.
We understand. Perhaps, can we get a microphone down?
Do you not hear me?
Carolyn, is Carolyn here? Carolyn, can we bring, is that microphone movable? We'll just move it right down there. We'll just take a moment. We're running a little ahead anyway. Yes. We won't begin the time until we have all the technology worked out.
Oh, it's awfully heavy.
Sorry, Thank you for your consideration.
Certainly.
I wonder, what are your thoughts today about the number of persons currently on the national unemployment registers, many of whose dependents are also on a variety of taxpayer-subsidized programs? And how do you respond to federal estimates of more than 4 million illegal aliens in the United States? Now, what if we could compassionately remove illegal aliens from the workforce, close the revolving door through which they have historically returned by eliminating the job magnet, and then replace them with U.S. citizens and lawful alien residents on unemployment or welfare rolls? And what if in the process we brought about a new partnership between two major federal agencies, linking them to local law enforcement agencies throughout the U.S.? Interested? Then consider this. Every time Dallas INS opens up a job by removing an illegal alien, and through a linkage agency puts an authorized U.S. citizen or lawful resident to work who was on one or more taxpayer-funded rolls, those agencies in North Texas realize an average savings of approximately $1,765 a month, including dependents and so forth. Now multiply that by an average of nearly 17 months on those rolls, many for a lifetime. Remember, those 4 million illegal aliens, and dollar signs followed by a lot of zeros should be flashing before your eyes. Calling a 2-year prototype an overnight success might be stretching the envelope a bit. But for a 104-year-old bureaucracy, notorious for doing things a certain way just because that's the way we've always done it, Operation Jobs has proved to be a catalyst capable of reshaping the agency's national image. Now, whether Operation Jobs advances any further in the eyes of the selection committee is relatively immaterial to us in Dallas. INS is not an agency celebrated for innovation. Accordingly, the honor we enjoy in sharing this venue with a remarkable group of finalists has already done more to encourage a major attitudinal change in the agency in Washington, refocusing on the word service in our name.
What Operation Jobs actually is, it's a dramatic approach to apprehending illegal aliens and replacing them with authorized workers. It's completely against the philosophy and the tradition of the INS in the past. In the past, what we would do is we would go ahead and apprehend illegal aliens, whether it be on a ranch, whether it be in a factory or a restaurant, in the attack mode. We would get 50 agents, we would circle in raid jackets, we'd use horses, helicopters, snowmobiles, whatever, and then we'd basically just be chasing aliens across the farm or the ranch or in and out of the restaurant while all the patrons are sitting there having dinner, lunch, or breakfast. What Operation Jobs is now, it's a completely different format. What we are doing is we now go in with a suit and tie. We send one agent to the restaurant or to the factory. We go ahead and we ascertain how many illegal aliens are working for the employer by doing record checks, by looking at his forms that he's supposed to create and keep. We then go ahead and tell the employer up front, you've got 30 illegal aliens, you've got 40 illegal aliens. We go ahead, we put the employer in contact with the welfare, with the unemployment, the Salvation Army, the Dallas Police Department outreach program, which tries to take kids out of the public housing projects and put them into jobs. We then go ahead, we tell the employer, you got to do something about your system. The employer goes ahead We give him a period of time to hire these people, to train these people, to put these people to work. We do not remove the illegal aliens so that the employer is left in a situation where he has nobody to work for him, where he has no productivity, where he's losing revenue, and where, for the most part, in some cases, the employer can go bankrupt. The employer then goes ahead, he hires these people. At a later date, we remove the aliens. It might be 30 days, it might be 60 days, it depends upon the situation. But we kill two birds with one stone. We remove the illegal aliens from the workplace, and we then go ahead and we hire people who are authorized to work in the United States, both American citizens and lawfully admitted aliens. They get a job, we take them off the welfare rolls, we get the inner city youth hired, and we kill two birds with one stone. We've basically created about 2,500 jobs thus far in Dallas. It's my personal opinion, if we can implement this program nationwide in every office within the Immigration Service, there'll be no reason for definitely any unskilled or semi-skilled person to be unemployed in the future, and I think we could probably reach into a lot of the professions.
Thank you very much. Questions? Barbara?
You are right about the image of INS, and we'd like to tell you it's not true, but it is. And this is a very creative program. I want to think about this in terms of replication a moment. If you looked at INS and their linkages to other federal agencies like Commerce and Education and other agencies that touch on workforces and concerns of the kind that you've just dealt with, hard to hire, hard to employ, have you reached out yet to any of those other federal agencies, and how have you tried to get them to be collaborative in the work that you're doing?
Since we have become a finalist, since that time we were selected as a finalist, we've reached out to the U.S. Department.
Could you put your mic up? Thank you.
We reached out to the U.S. Department of Labor, and they appear to want to become a partner in Operation Jobs with us. They've got numerous programs for job training. They've got numerous service delivery areas that they refer to, and they say that they can go ahead and they could take Operation Jobs and probably solve half their problems. We're reaching out to various other agencies as well. One of the problems we've implemented this program in the Central Region Immigration Service, which involves 18 states right now, as a pilot program. One of the problems that we're having in reaching out to some of these agencies is fighting a bureaucracy. They haven't done these things before. They're saying, well, we don't do it that way. And we're saying, look, this is what we could do for you, and trying to influence them to go along with us.
Thank you.
Jack?
I sure understand the aspect of your program in which you avoid disrupting an employer's workforce, but I don't understand the dollars and cents of it. If I'm an employer who is dependent on a lot of illegal hires, presumably I hire them because they're cheap. Now you come along and say you've got to substitute legal workers for them. I don't pay them the same $4.50 an hour, do I?
That's not the case that we're finding. We're finding that the aliens who are being hired, the illegal aliens that are being hired for the most part by the employers, are being hired above the minimum wage. They're getting the same wages as the lawfully admitted aliens or the United States citizen workers. So we're not finding that we're not finding that
Why
that's
does
the
an
case.
employer put himself in jeopardy then for no financial gain?
Operation Job, a reality. 99% of the illegal aliens in the United States today have fraudulent documents. That's the biggest problem facing the Immigration and Naturalization Service. I don't know if you saw the article in today's Today magazine, but that's 100% true. 99%. If I go to a factory, I went to a factory in Dallas, we arrested 249 aliens. 249 aliens were apprehended with 249 fraudulent documents on them.
So the answer is he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. And what we're doing in this case here is we're treating the employer as a client. We're from the government and we're here to help.
Louise?
Well, I welcome this new attitude of helping the employer to at least not disrupt the business. I lost a radio announcer to an INS raid a couple months ago, so I know how that feels. Do you have, as an agency now in this program, enough experience with regard to the replacement workforce that you can assure employers that these agencies that are now the referral agencies are referring people who are working out as a replacement workforce?
Yes. We've taken in the U.S. Department of Labor, which the regional office is located in Dallas, on a pilot program. They've got service delivery areas where they're actually training individuals for various jobs. And one of the plans that the service delivery area has is that for every person who is placed in a job by an employer, they're going to pay the individual's wages for the first 13 weeks. And that's even more of an incentive for the employers to cooperate.
Don McHenry.
I'm just curious. Surely during this period of time, the illegal alien knows that you have him within your sights and are about to replace him in the job. Do they sit there and wait?
No, we're still apprehending the illegal aliens at a later date.
No, I mean, do they wait until you apprehend them later?
We lose a bunch. But the difference in this program and the other program is, the old program is the alien gets arrested by us, we put him on a bus, he comes back next week with a different identity, he goes back to work for the same employer. What we're doing with the employer is we're replacing with authorized workers. When that alien comes back from being deported, his job is already taken. And that's the difference between the two systems.
Margot?
Well, I have a related question, and perhaps we're not supposed to be concerned about this, but what happens to the illegal aliens that you do apprehend? I mean, do you just send them all back to where they came from?
The alien is deported. And the bottom line is, the magnet that draws the aliens to the United States is jobs. If he comes back and there's no job for him, he's not going to stay. He's going to stay in his country.
Thank you very much. We appreciate